all, Sammy here from Avid CNC. Today I'm going to walk you through how to install, configure, and set up SheetCam for Avid CNC. We have amazing instructions which I will link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and navigate to that. I'll open my browser and go to avidcnc.com. And here I will just search for SheetCam, or I can just scroll down and navigate to other products, software, and here I can select SheetCam. Here you can read about additional features and all about SheetCam here and our listing. I'll select the SheetCam software setup guide, which I'll also add the link in the description below. And here you can follow these specific instructions, but I've made a video here for you as well to supplement this. So first thing, we're going to go ahead and install SheetCam. So how we'll do that, first step, we are provided this link, which will take us to sheetcam.com/downloads. And here we will have the most recent or most stable version of SheetCam here. So I'll go ahead and download that. And this will just save to your downloads folder or wherever you have that default set to. So I'll save to the downloads and I'll go ahead and click save. So now that this blue progress bar is gone, I can double click and this will run the installer. I'll click yes to confirm, and this will bring us to the SheetCam TNG Setup Wizard. So let's go ahead and click through and confirm all of these. So we'll say next. Here it will automatically select the program files as the default location. We recommend leaving that as the default location. And click install. We'll allow this to run. And now it gives us the option to add a desktop shortcut. I'll click this checkbox and then click next. Now we can go ahead and say finish, and SheetCam will automatically open up. All right, so the next step is to install our SheetCam license file, which if you purchase SheetCam through Avid CNC, you will receive an email from the customer experience team, and you'll go ahead and download that license file from that email attachment. We'll go ahead and click download on this license file from the email. And then we'll be sure to save it to the desktop so that we'll be able to access this license file if we ever need to uninstall and reinstall SheetCam for any reason. If you don't install a license file, you'll be able to still save out your G-code, but only to a limited number of lines, limiting ultimately how much you'll be able to cut. To install our license file, we'll go and click on the bar, Help, scroll down to Install License File, and here I'll bring up this pop-up window, which I can navigate to Desktop and then find my license file here. Then click Open. My license file has installed successfully, and you must restart SheetCam for the license to take effect. So we'll click OK, close SheetCam, and then reopen SheetCam. All right, let's go ahead and run through the TNG Setup Wizard. I'll navigate up to Help, Setup Wizard, and I'll bring us this pop-up. Let's go ahead and walk through the different window options. We'll go ahead and click Next. Select your preferred units. I will leave that at inches, degrees, and inches per minute. We'll click Next. Now we can select our machine type. I'll go ahead and select jet cutting because that will include plasma CNC. We'll go ahead and click Next. Now it gives us an option to choose our post processor for our machine. We're going to go ahead and get back to that in a minute, but there are a couple other options that I want to make here. So we can go ahead and select our output file units to be inches. We'll make sure that our Z0 is set to the top of our work. And then our output folder here, this is the folder in which when you save a G-code file, when you're calculating a toolpath, you want to make sure you'll be able to easily find that G-code later on when you're running your part. So we have a couple different options for our output folder. You can select whatever works best for you, but what I prefer is to always use this folder. And I make a specific folder on my desktop where it's really easy for me to find that G-code later on. So here on my desktop, I will right-click and select New Folder. Here I will call this Plasma CNC G-code. So now I have a folder on my desktop which will be very easy to navigate to. Here in SheetCam, I can click on the ellipses and I will be able to navigate to and select the folder that I just created. So under this PC, desktop, it will open the options here for me to find the folders that are located on the desktop. I'll select the folder Plasma CNC G-Code and click OK. Here we can import a post processor, but that will automatically be done when we run the Avid CNC profile for SheetCam. We'll go ahead and click Next, and that completes our setup wizard. So we'll go ahead and click Finish. So the next step for us is to install our post processor and our tool tables. So in our SheetCam software setup guide, we'll go to step 3 and click on Download the Installer. Here will take us to the software download. So this is Avid CNC version 1.6 for SheetCam. So we'll go ahead and click that to download and save. I will go ahead and double click on this to run. So this indicates that we have Windows protected. So we'll go ahead and click on More Info and click Run Anyway. Now we'll go ahead and click through the Avid CNC post and tools for SheetCam. We'll go ahead and click Install and allow this app to make changes. Our installation was complete, so we'll go ahead and close that. Great, now that we have that installed, we can go ahead and navigate to Options and to Machine. This pop-up window will give us the machine options, so we can make any adjustments or changes we made in the setup wizard. Here, the machine type is an option. We'll navigate to Post Processor. Here, you can see that the Avid CNC Mach 4 Post Processor has been made as a default. Now we'll navigate down to Set Custom Post Options. This will give us the options to make adjustments to our post settings. We have the distance between reference. The distance between pierces is the radius around one pierce move where a second probe will not take place. The default is 0, and if you leave it at this default, that means that the machine will reference before every pierce. The reference feed rate is the feed rate for probing reference moves. The mechanical switch offset is applicable only for mechanical touch-offs. This is the travel of the switch plunger before the probe signal is activated. Down here we have the option to change the touch-off type. We will use 1 for mechanical and 0 for ohmic. 0 is our default as ohmic is more typical, but if you'd like to use mechanical touch-off, just change this number to 1 if you'd like to make that adjustment. We'll click OK. We can also navigate to Work Envelope. This is where you want to set up the machine work area to the size of machine that you have. So I have a 4x4 machine set up in our metal shop, so I will change this to 48 by 48 inches. I can even set that to be 48.5 by 48.5 because I have a little bit of extra work area on all sides. We'll click OK. Great, now let's load our new tool set. We'll navigate to File, Open Toolset. This will bring up a few options for the available Hypertherm torches that we recommend to be used with Avid CNC plasma configurations. We have a few options based on the most common torch selections. We have the PowerMax 45 XP, the 65, 85, and the 105. I have the 45 XP setup, so we'll double click here, and we're given a few options. Here we have English and metric, and that is referring to the thickness of the metal. We also have fine cut tools or shielded tools, and that is referencing the type of consumables that we'll be using. I'll be using English and shielded tools as that's the most common. And you can see here on the left, our tools have been automatically loaded. If we double click over here on one of these tool options, it will bring up this pop-up. And here you can see all of these settings have been entered that reference the Hypertherm cut charts that came with your plasma torch. Here you can see this references the kerf width, the feed rate, the pierce delay, pierce height, the plunge rate, the cut height, and most importantly, the target tip volts right here. And that will automatically be referenced in Mach 4 as it's cutting. We'll go ahead and click OK. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about cutting rules. I'll navigate to Tools and Cutting Rules. So this default rule set was installed with the Avid CNC for SheetCam Installer. So by default, all of these rules will be selected and enabled. If you'd like to deselect any of these rules for any reason, just click on these checkboxes. These are our default rules. You can see down here, Always Apply Rule Set to Default is selected. If you'd like to edit a rule, double-click on the rule, and it will bring up several options. You can also add a rule here with this pop-up. When we're happy with our selections, we can go ahead and click OK. And I'd like to walk you through one more thing, which if we navigate up to Options, Job Options, this is where you'll enter all of the specifics about a specific job. So here we can enter in our material size. So say I'd like my material to be 24 by 24 inches, and we'll automatically update that. I can change the thickness of my material and many other options here as well. You can navigate to nesting, path rules here is available additionally, and we'll go ahead and click OK. All right, so that's how you set up, install, and configure SheetCam for Avid CNC. If you have any questions at any time, the support team is more than happy to help. You can contact them at support@avidcnc.com. I'll link in the description below a series of Plasma CNC CAD CAM tutorials as well. Thanks everyone for watching. I can't wait to see what you make, and I'll see you all in the shop.